up, everybody? Welcome back to Couple Things
with Shawn and Andrew,
a podcast all about couples
and the things that they go through.
Today, we've gotten a lot of requests to expand on the exes episode.
I think that's a good idea, but can I be honest? I wanna actually talk about something else because I've been thinking about this a lot.
Okay.
And I think it's time we start talking about having a second kid.
Really?
I'm ready, baby.
It's a little bit different than talking about exes.
I know,
and I
but
feel like
I'm ready.
It has similar weight to it.
I want to have this conversation live.
Okay.
Because have you put any thought into it?
Are you kidding me?
So you've been thinking about it.
Girls think about this stuff way far in advance than men.
I feel like I'm ahead of the curve here.
I think I thought about it before we got married.
Multiple kids already?
Yeah, and like the spacing and yes. I had a plan for my life when I wanted to be married. I had a plan when I wanted to have kids. By what age did I want to have so many? Yeah.
Is that responsible of you or or a red flag in some way?
I think that is a lot of girls and their mentality in the fairytale lifestyle.
Okay, well,
Hey,
I didn't know.
No,
I was about to say.
I have another thought to that. I feel like having a general plan moves you into the direction and like hones your thoughts and your actions and lifestyle towards what you want.
Life coaching from Shawn. I agree, but I just didn't know that you had been thinking about a second kid since before we were married. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I guess like generally I was thinking.
Did you ever think before you were married of how many kids you might want someday?
I thought I think it's a pretty common thought process to desire the amount of kids that you were a part of as a family.
So you're saying yes. You thought about it too.
Yeah, but it's okay. No, you're right. Well, let's talk about it though.
Okay.
Let's talk about it, okay? Because Drew is now 13 months old.
Yes.
Just turned 13 months.
Yes.
And I was thinking, I feel like it's easier to be closer friends with siblings that you're closer in age with. And I want our kids to be close friends because that's the experience I had. And I feel like there's nothing like having a brother or sister that is just your ride or die. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like right there is why I freak out at the idea of a second kid.
Because you never had siblings.
No. The pressure you just put on, whether it was like intentional or not. So this has been happening a lot lately, whether it's from like friends or family members or just random people on social media. A lot of people put pressure on you and they're like, if you want more kids, you need to have them close together. Otherwise, they're going to be too far apart and they're not going to be friends and like all that. That puts a lot of like weight on a woman. Because then it's like, I got to get pregnant this month. And like, what if we miss it this month and then next month and that's another, then are the birthdays going to be, are they going to have like the same birthday? Are they going to be born in the same month or it's just like, there's a lot.
Fair enough. I did not mean to put unwarranted pressure on you for something that you have literally zero control over. Yeah. Like, I feel like we've been continually humbled with the realization that you don't just get pregnant whenever you decide to get pregnant. You know what I'm saying? I guess you could do family planning and say, I want 2 kids under 2. I think that'd be fun in a scary way. Mm-hmm. Put me in the loony bin, but that's what I'm shooting for here. So that means we have 2 more months. Am I doing my math right? If Drew's 13 months, we can get pregnant all the way until she's...
You're freaking me out.
15 months.
You're freaking me out.
So it's interesting that your friends say have them quicker because I feel like I've gotten a lot of feedback saying space your kids out.
Well, it just goes back to everybody has opinions. And I will say I just feel like the second kid already is so much different than the first because when it's your first, it's like we're going to try to have a kid as long as it takes to try to have a kid. And then the second one, all of a sudden it becomes this mind game of, well, are they going to be in school together? And are the birthdays going to be too close together? Are we going to be celebrating Christmas with a 1-year-old and an infant? And like all these things. And it's not just this like freeing feeling of like, oh, let's try to have a baby. I wish it was. And like, I wish I could make it like that, but I just don't feel like you can when you think like I do.
I wonder.
Are you with me, people?
So I just Googled as far as the spacing between kids. I Googled what's recommended, and actually the World Health Organization recommends a minimum of 2-year intervals between pregnancies. Well, this is interesting. Let's read through this. Studies have suggested that intervals shorter than 18 months are associated with increased risk to the infant, including preterm birth. Wow, I haven't read through this yet, so this is a little scary. Low birth weight, small size for the gestational age, and NICU admissions.
Okay.
Wait. On the flip side, longer intervals, more than 59 months, so that's 5 years, between pregnancies have been associated with increased risk for mothers, such as developing preeclampsia. Mm-hmm. What's that?
I don't know. I've heard of it before.
Here. High blood pressure and swelling are symptoms. It's also called toxemia. It's a disorder that generally develops after 20 weeks of pregnancy. The small blood vessels clamp down in the liver. Wow. Okay.
Rabbit hole.
So World Health Organization says any time between 2 years and 5 years between pregnancies.
So that will lead me to our doctor. So every doctor has different opinions. The World Health Organization has a different opinion. Your mom's going to have a different opinion. Our doctor has given us the go-ahead. So she...
Awooga!
You know this. Don't act like that's a surprise.
Go ahead to what? Go ahead to what now? Go ahead to what?
Try to have a baby, Andrew.
Okay, now we talking. Now we here.
But she had a request, and it's not like she can tell us what to do and what not to do, but she had a request. She said, I would love if you could wait a year. She said, after a year, I feel comfortable with you doing whatever. Like you could get pregnant the first month, second month, whatever. Or you could wait and not have another kid. But she said after my C-section, given like my activity level and the scar tissue and everything, she just really wanted me to wait a year to give me the best chance for having a VBAC. Do you know what that is, Andrew?
A vaginal birth after C-section.
Wow. I'm really proud of you.
Technically a cesarean.
Yeah.
I saw a sign with that.
And to give the baby the best chance at like not going into preterm labor and stuff. So
you're saying the turnaround's quicker if you have a V?
I don't know.
Originally?
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
A natural birth, as they say, the first time around?
I wouldn't know. That's a controversial statement right there, Andrew.
Okay. Stop. We're going on tangents.
What's a controversial statement?
We're going on tangents.
Jeez. What's a natural birth?
Are you good?
I don't know. So, doctor has given me permission, but here's where my mind has been lately, which is not where I want it to be when it comes to planning, like when it comes to trying to have a child, because I don't want to have to plan to have a kid. I want it to be a miracle and a blessing. Do you know what I mean?
Well, wait, what? No, not really, to be honest with you.
So
I feel like family planning is a good thing where it's like responsible to be like, oh, you know what? We're in a spot now where our marriage isn't destroyed by the first kid. I feel like we have a good rhythm going. Financially, we're prepared. I don't think it's like... My
mind has been consumed with, I would prefer not to have a kid in the month of October or early November so that Drew can truly be celebrated every year for her birthday.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
I would prefer to be able to go to the Olympics next year, which you guys really threw a ringer on that one. You know, we were hoping you'd have the Olympics this year. Not to be selfish. That was a very selfish statement.
Okay.
I would prefer not to have a kid like on Christmas. And so you just like, you have to plan things out, but then I want them close. So that means we got to get pregnant quick. But then if we don't get pregnant the first couple of times, then it's like, oh, do we wait like 5 months?
So you're going about this trying to fit a baby into our current schedule?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I don't like that my mind goes there.
So I think that I was more that mindset with the first kid, but then now realizing that kids and this past year has been like, it's just the best. Even though we're not traveling to spend time with your kid, it's pretty much the best thing. I feel like most joyful, meaningful, whatever. Now with the second, I'm like, I don't care what the schedule is. Let's just, the baby comes whenever we can make we can make that happen.
That's awesome. I love that you have that mentality. I want that.
We seem to be on different vibes here.
Wait, here's another aspect.
Okay.
Is any part of you scared? Now this might be different because you have siblings and I don't, but is any part of you scared talking about a second child with how that dynamic changes with Drew? I fear that with another kid, it takes away the attention from her and she won't feel like my girl. You know?
Well, I'm a little concerned to hear you say that you don't want a second baby to even have a birthday in the same month as Drew. That's definitely, I feel like, a fast route to her being spoiled. But I get what you're saying.
To feel like an individual and to feel celebrated and not feel clumped in, you know?
Nah, I came from a family where everybody's clumped in.
I know, and I didn't. That's why it freaks me out.
You are in uncharted territory because you had 0 siblings growing up.
Yeah.
Only child over here.
Yes.
But being clumped in and the chaos that ensues when there's too many moving parts so like no one can actually monitor all of it. Like as I reflect on my childhood was amazing.
I know, but humor me for a second. Drew is your girl.
Oh, I love her. She's still going to be my girl. I feel
what if we have another girl?
That's going to be crazy. That's a good point. I'm assuming for whatever reason, my brain is automatically thinking that we're going to have a boy. So,
but what if we have another girl? How does your heart grow like that? But again, we haven't had another kid, so we don't know. And I've been told by everybody that your heart just makes room and just gets bigger. But I just can't picture it.
Yeah, I was totally just of the mindset that second kid equals boy. But I think we do have experience. This is how we felt with Nash before Drew. Was like, oh my gosh, we love Nash so much. Are we gonna love our baby as much as we love Nash? Like that poor child won't receive as much love as the dog will, right? And then we've worked it out, and now Nash and Drew are besties, and they give and feel love from each other. And Drew and the new baby, it'll take some time to adjust. That's just how it happens. And there is an onboarding process, but that's why I feel confident that like Drew's developmentally at an age where she's walking around and like I think she's starting to process things. You know that. How fun is that to see, by the way? And then you and I are in a position where it's like we're settled and we've come to terms with being parents fully, which I'm kind of joking about that, but not really.
Yeah.
It's an identity shift. We've talked about that. And I think another baby will just be a beautiful addition.
Okay. Humor me for a second. I've thought through all of this. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not ready I did not know I was walking into a.
Think of our lifestyle right now. You have one kid. One person is always relieving the other of their duties and allowing them to take a breather, right? Mm-hmm. So I'll do bath time. You get to sit and at least like take a breath before we switch, and then you put her down for bedtime. That's it's just like the dynamic we figured out with parenting and how we've done it. Mm-hmm. It's truly a 50-50, which is awesome. Think about with a second kid. One of us always has a kid.
Well, so I think that's the argument for people waiting a long time between kids, because the one kid will be in school or like self-sufficient to some degree.
And then the one kid can kind of help even.
Yeah, kind of. But well, Mallory and Kyle say that one person just kind of has their kid that they deal with.
Mallory and Kyle say that Shepherd has a mom and Ford has a dad. And neither of them have the other. Because Kyle is always with Ford and Mallory is always with Shepherd. Does that mean you get Drew?
I call dibs on Drew.
That freaks me out.
All right, so that's why I hope we have a boy, kind of, because I feel like if a second kid was a boy and you were spending more time with him, then like he would. Oh man, this is tough. I hope it's a boy. I'm sweating.
You hope our second kid someday is a boy?
Well, I just feel like that lends itself more to, again, kind of the experience that I had growing up. Mama's boy, you know what I'm saying? Like you spend all the time together, kind of like
and daddy's girl.
And him and I like get select interactions where they're really fun and like meaningful. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you'll just have select interactions with your
I don't know how
potential son someday.
You're talking me out of this thing. I'm getting more and more scared.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drew's gonna be great though with the second kid. I think.
Who knows? I actually think she will. I think she'll be like any kid, jealous because she is like, she wants our attention, but she loves other kids so much. She literally lights up when she gets to be around another kid.
Yeah. So the argument for longer spacing, sorry, I keep kind of revisiting this because we haven't really fully fleshed out the ideas. Okay. The advantage to waiting a long time between kids is one kid is more self-sufficient and it's still, I feel like, a team dynamic with the new baby. The advantage of having kids back to back is you get the baby phase of your life over with like sooner. You know what I'm saying?
Do you want that?
I kind of do.
This is also the greatest time of our lives.
100%, but I don't want to be in this phase. I don't want to have done it for 2020, the whole year with Drew. And then you experience the joy of the kid growing up and then you go back to the baby phase and it just, I feel like it's a wrecking ball to everything. So like we're doing it. We get it. Our expectations are there. Our schedule is formatted around baby phase. Let's just ride it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What are you thinking about?
Do you want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Your scruff is long. I'm impressed.
Ooh, this is when we practice to have the baby. Do you like it?
It looks good. I've never seen it this long though. Have you ever had it this long?
No, this is the longest I've ever had it.
Like it's going past your lip.
It's the longest I've ever had it.
Is it tickling your bottom lip?
Sometimes when I do this.
Do you do that a lot?
Because I notice it kind of.
Hey, cutie.
All right, let's take a quick break and hear from the sponsors. I got to say, I'm super pumped to be partnering with Theragun because I use their product every single day.
It's actually funny. Andrew and I have like each our own like comforts that we ask for from each other every night. I love when Andrew like tickles my back or scratches my back. I'm always like, baby, will you scratch my back tonight? And it's always an exchange. He's like, yeah, if you theragun me. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
When Shawn uses the theragun on my hips and lower back, it feels like magic. Literally, it touches my soul.
He uses
as well
the
as my
theragun
muscles.
all the time. I use it every once in a while, like when I have those deep knots that I need to get.
Yes.
But Andrew uses it all the time.
So if you've never heard of theragun, it's a percussive therapy tool, and it's incredible. It's the best thing to help you recover or to loosen tight muscles. And the new Gen 4 theragun motor is super quiet, which is like a new feat.
Yes, because the old one like drew up. This one doesn't, which only makes it that much better.
So if you're looking for a way to recover or you're looking for a way to loosen up those tight muscles and to give your body a little love, you can try Theragun for 30 days. There's no substitute for the Theragun Gen 4 with an OLED screen, OLED, personalized Theragun app, and the quiet and power you need starting at only $199.
Go to theragun.com/EastFam right now and get your Gen 4 Theragun today. That's theragun.com/EastFam.
It's great whether you're a weekend warrior, training for an event, or a professional athlete. This thing will take care of you.
Okay, next sponsor, guys. We tried this out. We've been trying it for like probably 2 months. I'm obsessed and had to bring it on a couple things. So I've spoken to you before about how excited I am about this woman-founded business. Whoop, whoop. And I always love supporting other females. Bev. You ready for this?
Yes.
It is canned wine, and it's amazing.
So the past few weeks, Sean's not only been loading up on this, we have it everywhere in our house.
Yes.
But we've both grown to really love them. I didn't know what the expectation was starting out, but we love them.
They have 3 varietals, Rosé, Sauv Blanc, and Pinot Gris, as well as a limited edition extra fizzy sparkling white wine for the holidays. My personal favorite is probably the Bev Blanc, though. It is so refreshing.
I think I'm going to stick with the holiday special. It's the Bev Glitz, the sparkling white wine. It is elite.
And the best part, they have 0 sugar, only 3 carbs, and 100 calories per serving. Plus, each can is a glass and a half of wine. Can I just say, that's awesome. I feel like the worst part about wines is all the sugar, but with Bev, I don't have to worry about it.
So we've worked out an exclusive deal for a couple things, listeners. You can receive 20% off your first purchase plus free shipping on all orders.
I suggest trying their best-selling Ladies Night variety pack so you can check out all of their delicious varietals. Go to drinkbev.com/EastFam or use code EastFam at checkout to claim this deal. That's drinkbev, drinkbev.com/EastFam.
Today's show is also brought to you by butcherbox.
Andrew's favorite hobby.
That's right. I would honestly say it's my favorite hobby.
Meat
Over
is your
ping
favorite
pong or
hobby.
over fitness, whatever, exercise, grilling has been the thing I've focused on more.
And you've gotten so good. I'm not kidding you guys. We literally went to a nice steakhouse the other night and I was like, babe, your steaks are better.
I agree with you. And we've been getting all of our meats from ButcherBox. We've talked to you about this quite a bit, but we cannot get enough of this company. We find ourselves eating ButcherBox meats, I feel like, every night.
We really do. They have unbeatable value and are super customizable. I love that I can pick our meats for the month and have options to choose from, like 100% grass-fed and pasture-raised beef,
Free range USDA certified organic chicken,
heritage breed pork,
wild caught seafood like salmon, cod, scallops, and haddock.
and ButcherBox bacon, which is sourced from heritage breed pigs and is uncured, nitrate-free, and sugar-free.
But they don't only have the highest quality meat, they also deliver it straight to your doorstep.
And then straight into the deep freeze, which is amazing. We literally thaw a piece every day and have our dinner ready.
Oh my gosh, it's my favorite part of the day.
So for those of you that don't know, the way it works is you choose your box and your frequency. They ship it straight to your door, and then you get to enjoy some of the best meats. It's seriously the best, and we would recommend it to everyone.
And the good news is they are running a special just for our listeners. If you click the link below in the description, you can get free bacon for life.
Excuse me?
New members, that's right, will get a free pack of bacon in every order for the lifetime of their ButcherBox subscription.
incredible.
Excuse me, say what? I'm talking breakfast burritos. We could do bacon and eggs on the side. Yummy, yummy.
Plus, shipping is always free. Go to butcherbox.com/couple today to claim yours. That is butcherbox.com/couple.
Also, the links are in the description down below. Let's get back to it, though.
Let's do it. Okay, another thing that I've been thinking about is like physically. I have worked really hard for the past year to like get my body back, to feel good about myself, to like have the energy and just like health to chase her around.
Mm-hmm. You've done a fantastic job, Shawn.
Thank you.
Let me say I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm impressed. You inspired me. You literally worked out every single day for like an hour and a half,
Yeah.
even on days you didn't want to. And at first it was just to get your pre-baby body back
Yeah.
to some degree. And now you're in really good shape. So
It was, well, and I do want to make that clear too. It wasn't because I wanted to change how I looked. I honestly felt great about myself the day I came home from the hospital. I was like, yeah. I didn't like have the goal in the gym of, oh, I want to change how I look. I just felt weak. And I had never felt like that before, like muscularly. And not being able to sit up because of the C-section and just feeling weak, I didn't like. Especially with Drew. I wanted to be like fit.
Mm-hmm.
But that leads me to pregnancy is a lot.
Yeah.
I was really nauseous the first trimester and I had migraines every day. Having that on top of chasing a 1-year-old around the house like scares me. How do you like when you get super large and in charge towards the third trimester? How are you like picking up a almost 2-year-old or I don't know. It just
Did you say super large and in charge?
Yeah. Have you looked back at my pictures?
Super large
My
and
belly
in charge.
was large.
Yeah.
And in charge. I just I can't imagine during the first pregnancy or during my pregnancy with Drew, I committed every minute and day to pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I focused on making the food that would be good for the baby and just making sure I got enough sleep and rest and all this stuff. You can't do that with a kid.
With a second kid?
No. I mean, heck, I barely get enough time to eat a meal in the day with what we do right now. That kind of freaks me out.
I came in here hot, ready. Yeah. And now I'm like, wow.
Babe, I'm going to tell you this right now. A goal in life for me, this is bougie AF. But I've always had the goal. Someday, I think it would be so great to have a chef.
What? Yeah. We should also have a butler, baby.
No.
Yeah.
No. Just a cook. I think it would be awesome.
While you're pregnant?
Yeah.
Okay. Chefs out there. Hello. Let's start taking applications.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're ever ready for a kid though. And we've had this discussion. I don't know. I'm torn out. Oh shoot, I'm getting psyched out by the huge task that is a child. But you're never ready for a kid, right?
Yeah.
That's what we've learned. Is you just never are. You just learn as you go. You deal with it.
And I want
you
more.
accept. You want more kids.
Yeah.
Hello, mama.
Yeah, for sure. I've always known I didn't want just one.
Has the thought of adoption crossed your mind?
Yes. Absolutely.
That might be a discussion for another episode. But
Are we done?
no.
Yeah. I was going to say, because the last thing that's been haunting me is COVID. Nobody knows. Such a crazy time to be pregnant and to worry about sickness and hospitals and just everything.
So real quick, I sound nasally because I just got done with my 10-day isolation after testing positive for COVID.
Yes.
And I'm humbled with gratitude, realizing that, wow, you know what? I didn't feel that good. I was achy and whatever, but I also didn't feel that bad. And we have close family who's in the hospital right now.
In the ICU and has been for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster. Your prayers would be appreciated, but you realize that, to some extent I was like, oh my gosh, I got COVID. What am I going to do? Mm-hmm. But we've never been in a dire situation. We don't have any pre-existing conditions. We're so fortunate. Let me say that first. And prayers to every other family out there who's been affected by this in a really grave way. But on a personal note, while we're talking about family, those 10 days where you and I interacted for a total of 10 minutes across the room, and I didn't touch you,
no.
Didn't hold Drew.
No, you didn't come near Drew.
Oh my gosh, I can't even describe the loneliness. I felt worthless because you were doing all of the parenting. I felt guilty, and it was just a humble reminder that, my gosh, every second that we get together, every second that we get with Drew, you got to soak it up. I was watching you. It was really interesting. You were stressed out with Drew not eating, and you're stressed out by her knocking things over, which is, I've been there 1,000 times, but day 2 without holding her, I would look at that and be like, what I wouldn't give to just be right there with her and be able to pick her up when she's doing something. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. So yes, a second child in the current environment. does seem, you know, on the one hand, terrifying. But on the other hand, when you look back on this year, what an amazing, like, we didn't have to deal with the stress of going into work or traveling for work or leaving the house, really. We got this first full year with Drew to be together.
Mm-hmm.
And if the next 15 months are anything like the last 7, honestly, it's kind of a good time to have a baby.
Yeah.
I feel like, in the sense that you get to enjoy every moment. Obviously, there's a lot of anxiety as an adult and stresses, but from a parenting aspect, there's a lot of positives.
And then we do have...
Sorry, did I voice that well? Do you agree with things I said? Because it is terrifying, don't get me wrong. But
I think we also have to make sure we say that we have no idea how long it'll take.
What, to get out of
to get pregnant?
Yeah.
It could take a month. It could take 5 years. I mean, that's the other daunting part, is every time you go into that, you don't know if you're going to miscarry. You don't know what complications will come with it. The anxiety and worry you get from having no control and just waiting for your, miracle baby to come. It's a lot. But I am excited.
Does any part of you, now that I'm thinking about it more, I'm
backtracking.
No. I'm saying we had the miscarriage, the first pregnancy, the second pregnancy, we had Drew, and now part of my mind is like, oh, we're in the clear. And we talked about this in previous podcasts, but it's like, we're good now.
No,
like,
I don't
we're not
feel
going to, you don't feel that at all?
Mm-mm.
That's kind of a trick that my mind's playing on me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, we did it once, it'll happen again.
I'm optimistic that we could have another kid, that I'm not naive to the fact that it's very common and it could very easily happen again.
Are there things that put you at higher risk, do you think?
I don't know. I don't know.
Your gymnastics past, things like that? Irregularities with that?
I think that did closer to the first pregnancy.
Really?
Yeah, just because I was still pretty unhealthy when it came to medications and taking Adderall and being obsessed over what I ate and having like a restrictive diet and just the anxiety that came with that. I think that affected my health and ability to carry. But I hope that my gymnastics past has now kind of wiped its slate.
And you're normalized. Okay. I respect that. I hope so too. I don't know what this process will look like, but so you're saying you're on board?
Yeah.
You're on board?
Yeah.
Let's go. Bah.
Let's do it.
202, they say that's chaos. If we could pull that off, that would be chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, I'm excited.
Yeah. Let the journey begin.
We better start practicing.
Okay. Okay.
We gotta do our research on what it takes to have a boy.
That is a myth.
What?
All of that is a myth.
What? The doggy style?
Andrew.
Oh man. We're not ready to talk about
we're
that.
not.
Okay.
No.
All right. Another topic for a future conversation.
Yes.
Well, all right. Shawn and I clearly have other things to do, so we're gonna wrap this episode up.
Oh my gosh.
You
absolutely
do
not.
look good. You said you like my scruff.
Get away.
He said get away.
Get away.
If you could see my smile, if you're listening to this, I feel like it's covering my full face. Anyway.
Because you think you're getting lucky right now?
Happy.
You're not getting lucky right now.
Happy Wednesday. Happy December.
Happy December.
And thank you for listening. If you haven't, please give the show a subscription and a rating, whatever platform you're listening to, and tune in. I think next week we should talk about adoption.
Let's do it.
I think it's worth the conversation. So if you want to be a part of that conversation, just subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. This is the East Fam. Out.